Well, I've given up on the stove because all I've really succeeded in doing is more damage and making more of a mess. There's a little bit of smoke still coming out the chimney. If I open the door here, it'll all start to roll out. Yeah. Anyway, I've given up on it for now. I'm not doing that right now. I'm lucky I at least had the propane stove to fall back on. But then again, as I said in other videos, matches are no more good. These matches were made on the cusp of crappiness, so they're better than the matches you can get now. But even so, this thing don't work anymore, this igniter. It failed after only a few months. So, that's the number of matches. Those are all the matches I use to try to light this stove, you know. See, here's the thing though. I had a woman comment on one of my videos today. She commented that basically she said try cleaning, you know, and look, I'm going to be blunt. If you're living in a house with hot and cold running water and everything else, and you're not all packed into a camper and cluttered, like I literally am knocking things over just walking around in there. Just trying to do things in there. I'm knocking things down and knocking things over. There's not enough room in there. It's small. I'm in the middle of a damn field. This thing turns to mud half the time, you know, and I'm up to my knees in snow, or I'm in mud, or you know, it's just a nightmare. And the thing is, now I mean I'm lucky to be here. I could be far worse off, and there are people far worse off than me, sadly. In this country now, there are people far worse off than me because we got a terrible government and we have a system right now that's hell-bent on killing people. So, yeah, it's a World Economic Forum system, and that's what we've got. Basically, we've got a prime minister who's a douchebag who wants to murder everybody, basically, because the World Economic Forum says there's too many of us. So that's what we're dealing with in Canada. But getting back to what I'm dealing with personally in my own life within Canada, if it takes me, look, if it takes you 20 minutes to do it in your house, it takes me 2 hours. And that's the truth. A short it'll take a person in their house 20 minutes, it'll take me 2 hours. You know, I'm in a mud field here. What am I going to do? When I take the carpets out of there so I can scrub the floor with water that I have to haul down here and then boil, and sometimes it takes me hours just to get a fire going, especially if I'm fooling around with this thing. But if I do that, then what am I going to do? Throw the carpets outside into the snow or into the mud? You know? And I mean, I hang the carpets up over here, because I have a line over here. In the summertime I hang them up and I beat them with this stick, and that helps quite a bit to get the dust out of them and stuff. But I don't have a vacuum cleaner back here. I don't even have electricity. I'm using, well, I don't have any out here right now, but I'm using little power bank things that are about the size of the palm of your hand. That's what I'm using for power. I have to keep recharging them. And all they're really good for is to run a little light or to recharge my phone. So, you know, the bottom line is this. I'm not living in a place where there are great amenities. I'm doing the best I can. And I mean, frankly, I'm an idiot, so it takes me longer to learn things than the average person. I don't know what I'm doing half the time, and you'll see that when I share the videos of my work on the stove today, how I smashed things and bent things and just did a lot of damage trying to fix it. And that's how it is for me. I do things like that all the time. I'm just a very slow learner. And, you know, maybe a lot of you out there would be far better at this than I am by now, if you had to do it. But, I mean, the majority of you listening really and watching really don't have to do it. So, you know, if you're a person who's living in a house with hot and cold running water and a vacuum cleaner and lights and electricity and everything else, and you've never lived like this other than to maybe go camping for a week in a provincial park or something, or a state park, then you might want to keep your opinions to yourself, because you really don't know what you're talking about. And I know that's mean. And I mean, frankly, oh, there's my cat. Here's Rocky. It's been women. The ones who tell me to clean are women. You know? I mean, you know what? You need to live in the real world. Like, I don't know what to tell you. If you think that it's as easy to clean out here as it is in your house, or even remotely easy, or if you think I have enough hours in the day to even be concerned with that right now in the wintertime, my days consist of getting ready, getting things in place so that I don't freeze to death in the middle of the night. That's what my days consist of right now. So, what can I tell you? If you don't like it, if you don't like me, and if you don't like the way I do things, then that's fine. You know, you're not the first one. There's an awful lot of people who don't like me. There's an awful lot of people who don't like the way I do things. I've literally had people shoot at me. I've literally had people try to kill me. So, I mean, I understand that I'm not well liked, that there's something about me that I'm just not well liked. But like I say, if you don't like me, I guess it's like anything else. You're free not to watch. I mean, I'm not holding a gun to anybody's head. I don't expect anybody to put up with me or to deal with me or anything else. If you don't like me, you don't like me, and that's fair. I'm not that likable a person at times. And I mean, I know that really, I mean, look, the girl I had all the trouble with last year, she was continuously making arrangements to come out here to visit me, and then she wouldn't show up. And I tried explaining to her several times that in order to have her here, and in order to be clean and presentable when she got here, I need, you know, I literally have to start the night before. If she's coming here at 10 o'clock in the morning, I got to start getting ready like at 6 or 7 o'clock the night before. Because that's just how time consuming and how tough things are. And I told her one time, I said, you know, look, I don't have hot and cold running water. And the time it takes you to take your clothes off, get into the shower, get out of the shower, towel off, put your clothes back on, and all the rest of it, my water for my sponge bath is just beginning to boil. You know, and that's if I do it on the propane stove. If I do it on the wood stove, I might be 2 to 3 hours just trying to get the fire lit. That's happened here, where it's taken me that long. And I tried to explain that to her, but it just didn't seem to register. She kept standing me up. You know, she'd say she was coming, and then she wouldn't come. And then I was neglecting other chores that I need to do out here because I was taking that time to make myself presentable for her. So, I mean, I don't know what it is. I don't think that people really understand what this life is like. And look, I'm counting my blessings. I'm lucky in a lot of ways. But holy smokes, you know. I mean, look, if you're a woman out there and you look at me and I disgust you, or if you're a man, or even a man for that matter, although it's mostly women who feel that way about me, or if you look at how I keep my camper and you don't think that, and I just disgust you, you think that I'm just a filthy pig, fair enough. Don't watch. Just look the other way. You don't need to watch, that's all. Anyway, that's my rant for now. I'm grateful to all the people who do understand, and I'm grateful for all the people who, I don't know, who don't judge me. And I'm not saying I don't deserve to be judged, I probably do. But still, I'm grateful to those who don't, because, believe me, I'm hard enough on myself. I've screwed things up so badly, you know. Everything I touch turns to crap, and that's my fault because I'm an incompetent person. But, even so, I am doing my best, and it's frustrating for me to be incompetent. If it's frustrating for certain people to watch these videos and see me being incompetent, think how much harder it is on me when I'm the one who is incompetent. Anyway, that's the bottom of the thing. Like I say, I'm just past even caring, you know. I'm doing my, look, I've got this on the highest heat after all that ordeal to get it lit, and it's only just starting now to get to the point where it's boiling. And I have to do this, well, what, 1, 2, 3, there's 2 more inside there too. So I have to do this 3 more times, you know, and that's just to have a little heat in my bed so I don't freeze to death tonight. And I started out to do this earlier, like I say, this, you know, how long did I work on that thing before I finally resorted going back to this? I'm going to have to boil water too now to clean myself up because I'm all covered in soot. My coat and my pants are all full of soot. I have no way to wash my clothes out here. In the winter time, in the summertime I can wash them. In the winter time I can't because they just freeze solid. They're not going to dry, they're just going to freeze. So, you know, like I say, I know I'm dirty a lot of the time and I'm unkempt, and I know that my camper is cluttered. I don't think it's as dirty as some women who have commented think it is, but I know that it is cluttered, and it's a little dirty. I'll give them that. It's certainly not as clean probably as their house is, but like I say, you got to bear in mind what the situation is here. And I do my best, and I am doing my best, and maybe it isn't good enough. That's fair. If it's not good enough, it's not good enough. But like I say, if it's not good enough for you, don't watch. That's all. Because I'm really not able to do any better than I'm doing at the moment. If I learn how to do better, then I will do better. But like I say, I'm a slow study. It takes me a long time to learn anything. So I'm doing my best though. Anyway, I appreciate you, even though I don't sound like I do. And I guess that's about it. That's all I can say to you. Talk later.